Hello, it's Mama here. Welcome to part 2 of the 2-piece lace dress tutorial. This will be on the skirt, so please head on over to part 1 for the top. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and outfits will be at the end of the video. The skirt is a large rectangle that is about 2 times the width of my waist. The length is long enough to create a double-layered skirt when folded in half. My fabric doesn't really have a right or wrong side to it, so I don't have to worry about the wrong side showing when it's been folded over. However, if this is a concern for you, you can cut 2 separate pieces, with the top layer being shorter than the bottom. The lining is another rectangle, but it's only wide enough to fit over the widest part of my hips, and I widened the bottom to create an A-line shape. Make sure to cut 2 pieces on fold. Starting with the lining, I attached the front to the back. I have separate pieces on the back because I had originally planned to add a zipper, but since this is no longer the case, I'm going to close all of the seams. To hem the bottom, I folded it over twice by 1/8 of an inch. The lace I'm using has intervals like this where there isn't really anything to hold the threads together, so I decided to secure the hem with a decorative elastic. These stitches will help to capture any loose threads. If you've been watching my videos, you know the drill. Attach with the scallops facing away, then fold over and secure in place. Next, I closed up the side seam before folding the skirt in half. It's a challenge to capture such a large piece on screen, so here it is, all bunched up. To create the layers, I folded the skirt horizontally and made sure the difference between the layers was even all around. I ended up with 2 inches between the 2 layers. With a thread and needle, I went in with large stitches to gather the waist. All of this is taking place 1 inch below the top because that's where I want the final waistline to sit. With the waistline equal to that of the lining, I knotted the thread in place and distributed the gathers. I marked 4 equal points on the skirt to use as a guide when putting the lining and the main skirt together. However, I recommend doing this before gathering the skirt so each quarter will have the same amount of fabric. When putting the skirt together, the right side of the lining should be facing the wrong side of the skirt. Still keeping to 1 inch below the top, I sewed the lining onto the main skirt, all the while making sure the gathers are distributed evenly as I go. With the elastic band as a guide, I created a casing by adding a stitch below the first. I made sure the folds of the gathers ran continuously across the 2 stitches. I also periodically smoothed out the underside to prevent any fabric from bunching up. By doing this with the right side up, I can see exactly how the final gathers will look like on the front and avoid catching any folds in the wrong places. With part of the casing still open, I threaded the elastic through with the help of a safety pin. Once the ends have been secured together, I closed out the casing. The set can be worn alone, but to combat the cold, I layered it over a turtleneck and finished off with my favorite pair of boots. The second outfit follows the same concept as the first, but this time I paired the skirt with a basic knit top. The cardigan reminds me of white snow beneath the winter sun, and it is incredibly warm and cozy. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found some inspiration. Subscribe for more videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!